What's up, guys? Today we're in Life is Feudal Arden. We're talking about terraforming. You have to do this, it's got to be flat if you're going to place things. And then you got your claim, which is, ideally that will be flat too. You can, there's all kind of claims that's abandoned. You can take one of those. But I mean, if you want a spot with a nice view or a spot that's not been done or something, you're going to have to flatten it yourself. So the way you do that is you just try and guess suss out what's going to happen. Like here, you got the low point over there and the high point over here. I'm not going to mess with up there. It's going to be like a step type thing. So ideally, this high point will go down some, and that low point will go up some. Now, I'm not going to do exactly that because I've just started. So, what I'm going to do is have some space over here for things because I need to set stuff down somewhere while I'm, living. So I'll have to pick a starting point to where I actually am going to go up. I think this is 2 squares wide and maybe 3 or 4 long. So it's going to be a while before I can do that. But anyway, that doesn't matter. So I'll try to figure out about where it's going to go. Probably here. And then this will be where I go up. So that's kind of a mark there. And what I'll do is I'll come over here and right click, use shovel to lower ground. And you want to make sure you click this so it's not just one at a time. You'll just take as much as you can carry here. Obviously, it's not a quick thing. Alright, now I'm going to come over here to my line. This is where I want to really start raising it. I'm just going to dump all the dirt there. Obviously, you don't want any more in your inventory than what has to be there. So you can carry as much dirt as possible. Going back and forth. From the high side to the low side. That's all you're doing is transferring dirt from the high side to the low side. And you're going to look at the number here, which is 88.8. And then you come over here and look. It's pretty close. I mean, it's only got to go down 2 right here before it goes up right there. Now, is that going to give me enough to even this whole thing out? I don't know. What I would have to do is keep taking from this high side, and I would take the very highest all across this line here and move it to the very lowest all across this line here. Except for over here where I want this log warehouse thing to be. And then in here will be something special. So now where you got over here where you just want this to be straight and flat, there's several choices. Like I want there to be flat here, so I want these 3 spaces to continue on this way to the edge of my claim. So Here it's 86.7. You see that? And you just press F3 to bring that up. So we're going to use shovel, lower ground. Now, escape doesn't always stop it on a dime, so sometimes you gotta spam it. And then while you're standing on this green square, and it's green because it's flat and because it's not got something in it. While you're standing on this green square, you long right click, use shovel, flat ground. Now if you're going to do that a bunch of times, you can long right click, use shovel, and then hit the right mouse button right here, just tap it, and then it will do that. See, use shovel to flat ground is a default. It will do that just when you left click here. Without making you go through the menu. Of course, if you're on forest ground over here and you do it, then you'll have to redo it over here for non-forest ground. And I think it's the same thing for plowed ground. If you don't understand what I mean, basically, you may have to do this a few times. It says I'm too far away, so you may have to just move yourself around this plot a few times until it likes where you are. And here I am again to flat ground. Bam. And that's going to continue. And I want to get that one too and dig out this spot for this warehouse. But you don't need to see all that. Alright, but when I'm digging out over, I suppose you do need to see it. When I'm digging out over here, I'm just doing the same thing I was doing up there, but on a smaller scale. You may have to flatten it a couple times. Go through the motions of flattening a couple times. See, I'm just taking that stuff I had to dig out and I'm moving it over here. 86.7, this can be flat. You can see this dirt in my inventory getting smaller and smaller as the pile in front of me gets bigger. Then I want this to keep going, so obviously I would come up here and grab more dirt. Now, I can take from here because I want this, you know, to be like a step up here. Of course, you'll have to watch because, you know, if you make it a real sharp angle, then how do you get up here? That's another thing you have to think about. Alright, but I think you have the idea of it. When you want to raise the ground, the dirt's got to come from somewhere. When you want to lower the ground, the dirt has to go somewhere. See, because you can't just lower the dirt right here and then the dirt just magically disappears. Because, like, if I get this dirt from over here and it's in my inventory, I can't just throw it out right here. I can throw it out, but there'll be a big pile right there. You see how these piles right here exist? That's because I dumped dirt out right here. So making this flat part right here, it was like going over in those rocks and dumping dirt and all kind of other nonsense. So, yeah. If You're taking dirt out to make it lower, you're going to have to do something with it. So that's why you're going to take out from up here and put it down there to raise it up. Goes down at the high end, comes up at the low end. And it's a process. It's nothing fast to it. So that's why you see me building this little strip down here, because I need to make things now, not a week from now, IRL. Later on, you'll be able to build better things anyway, and these materials, won't be such a pain to get. So, I mean, what else you gonna do? Yeah. Anyway, smash that like button. I explain this the best way I know how, and there's not very good videos out there on Arden.